Hello and welcome to High Vibe Astrology. This is Jennifer, back with a video on the Taurus new moon drawn up for April 27, 2025 at 3:31 p.m. Eastern Time. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for joining me. I invite you to subscribe, hit the like button, share the video, and feel free to comment. These are all free and easy ways to support this channel. If you're new, my approach to astrology is based upon the connection between the microcosm and macrocosm. Astrology is a science, but it is also an intuitive language. As I read the chart drawn up for my location, I'm tuning into the collective. This Taurus new moon is about values. It's about building something solid, secure, and long-lasting with those values. This new moon forms a T-square to Pluto and Mars, in opposition to each other. Quite an intense configuration, and even more so because this new moon sits in Scorpio's domain, the 8th house. Mars and Pluto are co-rulers of Scorpio, so we have tension between Taurus and the rulers of its shadow opposite, Scorpio. Plus, this new moon is occupying Scorpio's domain. What this means is that Taurus's values of safety, security, and staying in our comfort zone are steeped in the well of cathartic change and transformation. Taurus likes to acquire and hold on to creature comforts, while the 8th house seeks to eliminate any material or physical attachments that no longer serve our highest good. The combination of Mars, Pluto in tension with this Taurus new moon in the 8th house dramatically alchemizes the energy of attachment to possessions into something more spiritually refined. But another distinct possibility is inheriting considerable wealth, because Taurus is material gain and the 8th house governs inheritances. Virgo rising in this chart symbolizes the harvest and reaping what we've sown. If we've been sowing seeds of positivity, a beautiful harvest awaits. If not, we may not like what we reap. Mercury is the chart ruler, although I also assign Chiron to Virgo, especially when reading for the collective. When we consider Mercury, however, in Aries, this is an energy of rapid-fire discussions and/or debates. In Aries, Mercury can be impulsive and argumentative, speaking what comes to mind without reservation. In this chart, Mercury has no significant aspects and therefore nothing to rein it in, to hold its energy in check. It's significant because Mercury not only rules this chart, but it is also the dispositor of Jupiter in Gemini, which happens to be in harmony with Chiron, Virgo's modern ruler. So, with Jupiter being the co-ruler of the Pisces North Node, our destiny forward, and Chiron, the modern ruler of Virgo, being in harmony with that, in my view, this means that we are supported by the universe in the direction we are currently taking. Chiron wants us to heal our destiny, and Jupiter is increasing the ability to heal and to serve with the collective in mind. This Taurus new moon marks the beginning of a T-square from Jupiter to the nodes, and it becomes exact on May 19th, but we're going to be feeling the effects of this T-square until the end of May, beginning of June. This is highly significant since Jupiter co-rules the Pisces North Node, as I just said, and it itself governs higher learning. So think colleges, universities, spiritual leaders, and religion itself. The nodes represent our date with destiny and fated encounters. Jupiter's T-square to the nodes represents a rite of passage or crossroads in terms of our destiny. Jupiter, although it is a beneficent, automatically increases whatever it touches, the good, the bad, and the ugly. As it squares the Virgo South Node, it is likely to increase hypercriticism from those who wish to hang on to an unsustainable system or something that has outlived its purpose. As it squares the North Node, it increases hope and optimism in a new and bolder vision for our future, and one that takes spirituality into account. With Jupiter smack in the middle of the South Node past and North Node destiny, the onus is on us to harmonize these energies. We never completely abandon South Node energies, but they do have to be reconciled with a new energy represented by the North Node. So material and spiritual values must resolve in balance. Jupiter in Gemini seeks knowledge on a variety of topics, and when applied to the Virgo South Node, we may need to learn new skills that will help us get out of old habits, routines, and patterns. When applied to the Pisces North Node, there may be a desire to increase spiritual knowledge and or devotion. But I'm also remembering what evolutionary astrologer Stephen Forrest has said when he discusses Jupiter squaring the South Node and how to resolve it. He says that there is a need to actually realize some kind of meaningful success and to be appreciated for it. And more importantly, this achievement usually involves some risk-it-all act of faith. When I apply this to the collective, it feels like this planet that we call home is helping humanity get across the finish line of a multi-millennia con game perpetrated by those who have historically been in power. We've been stymied again and again in our quest for spiritual and religious freedom, as well as financial freedom. This is all about to change. It is monumental, and one might even say biblical. If we continue to practice and or uphold the old ways, habits, organizations, and systems, we'll just have to repeat this lesson over and over again. But we've already done that. Age after age, we have repeated this lesson. And now, if we are able to trust that this crossroads or rite of passage is actually worth the risk, then the abundance and freedom that has eluded us for thousands of years will finally come to fruition, will actually be grounded, and the harvest made real. This theme is also echoed in the USA's chart because this Taurus new moon forms a T-square to the United States nodes. So our destiny and fate is calling us forward, and we can't afford to make a U-turn. Taurus is about stability, security, and abundance, while our Leo North Node represents leadership. As flawed as we may be, we are still leaders of the free world. But being a leader doesn't mean that we do the work for other nations, or that we just hand over our abundance and our home for that matter. A rising tide lifts all boats. So when we rise to our destiny, so too do other nations. So to sum it up, evolution isn't going to slow down for us to stay in our comfort zone. We're being called to get up to speed with our destiny, to become better stewards of this planet, and to embrace that responsibility with both personal and planetary integrity. So that is what I have for you. Thank you again for listening. Please stay tuned for the frequencies, and I look forward to being with you next time. Bye for now.